I believe that this development will force some form of constitution reform within the party. And if nothing else good comes of this situation, constitution reform is a requirement. Because the reality is that in the absence of having any separate provision for disciplinary action to be dealt with, one must ask the question, how fair was the process? Now, from the very beginning, I felt that this mediation was not occurring in good faith. And I must be very honest with you. I came to the press earlier this year and I said to you that I felt that my representation as the elective member for Christchurch West was under threat. I told you that there was a serious possibility that someone else was actively pursuing the seat. Time is the ultimate proof, and time is the ultimate truth. Today we stand here in a meeting where I have been expelled from being a member of the organization and in effect being removed from that seat as a representative of the Barbados Labour Party. Pretty much what I said to you from the very beginning. Because I felt, whether I was right or wrong, I felt that there was an obvious agenda and that the so-called publicized efforts at mediation were really and truly nothing but a farce. And I could point you back to a day in February, it was February 13th of 2011, when indeed there were agents from within the branch, not necessarily from the executive of that day, because remember I said to you that in 2011 the executive was led by Roosevelt Tate, a man who worked harmoniously with me. But there were elements throughout Christchurch West that were still trying to harass me because they did not believe that I should be the nominated candidate for that constituency. The then leader of the party convened a meeting in Bonnets on February the 13th, 2011. The meeting lasted 90 minutes. Excuse me. And after 90 minutes, he had declared that Maria Agard was his candidate, in whom he was well pleased. He had the utmost confidence in her, and that was his candidate who would go to the election, the general election, go before the people to serve the interest of the constituency of Christchurch West. The meeting lasted 90 minutes. And after a 90-minute admonition, peace reigned in Christchurch West for the next 2 years. Peace reigned in Christchurch West for the next 2 years. And it is interesting that this upheaval between Maria Agard and certain elements of Christchurch West seem to only resurface at specific times. At specific times. So I believe that the mediation was never in good faith. And I go further and I say to you that even as the attacks were being made toward me, I tried my best to reach out, to bring peace and resolution to a branch that I had served for so many years.